This time we're going to do step 3 of the setup process for a new OJS journal. To get started, let's go to User Home. Select Journal Manager and Setup. And from here, select Step 3, Submissions. We'll start with the author guidelines, which we can type in here. Then we can scroll down to the Submission Preparation Checklist. When making their submission, authors will need to check off each of these items to show that they agree with them. We've added some by default in OJS, but you can certainly change the wording of any of them. Or you can create a new one using the Add Checklist Item button. The new one will show up at the bottom of the list, where you can add your new text. You can also use the delete buttons on the right to remove any of them, or use the numbering sections on the left to reorder them. Next, you can add your copyright notice based on whichever terms are most appropriate for your journal. You can also check off this box to require authors to agree to the copyright notice as part of the submission process. If your journal is using a Creative Commons license, you could check this box to display a Creative Commons logo on your site. If you require authors to submit a competing interest statement, you can activate that here. And this one will do so for reviewers as well. You can use this text box to add some guidelines. The next section will allow us to provide some guidance for authors to index their work. For example, you may wish to have them index it by academic discipline or subdiscipline. So you would check this box, and then in the text box below, provide some examples to illustrate what you're looking for. The next section allows you to have authors add indexing terms based on a pre-existing thesaurus of classification terms. For an education journal, the ERIC thesaurus would be most appropriate. You can enter the thesaurus URL here, and that would be available to the authors as they make their submission. The next option is probably one of the most common ones, where you would allow your authors to simply choose some keywords. And again, you might enter some examples to give them some idea of what you're looking for. Other options include indexing by geospatial location, chronology, or history. Because using OJS makes all of your data OAI compliant, Section 3.5 gives you some information about how to register your journal with an OAI compatible metadata harvesting service, such as Oyster. This final section allows you to indicate who should receive notice upon a new submission. The principal contact is always a good idea, but you can also add an additional person here. And once all of those are done, hit the Save and Continue button. And that's it. Step 3 is now done, and you're more than halfway there.